we're gonna go through every sign. What I'm gonna do first is just a collective spread for everybody. I love this song, but this song makes me sad because it reminds me of someone. But I do love this song. I'll turn it down low enough, because we can have it like a slight background music. Okay, I don't want it. I don't want it too high because I want to talk over it. But anyway, basically, I'm gonna do a collective read for everybody, and then I'm gonna do each sign. Every sign is gonna be all 5 cards, plus one of these, the Cosmic Insight Oracle cards, and then plus a Hip Hop Oracle card. So let me take these out. I'm gonna shuffle this deck really quick. I'm not doing tipped readings until after, but this is gonna be my YouTube content, and then I'm gonna do the tip readings because I want to start doing more. But this is for the month of December. That's so dope. I love this. I forgot where I got it from, but I do. I have not used this in like years, so I'm very excited to use these again. But uh, I'm trying to make more YouTube content, and I think my YouTube content is going to be tarot content. This fell out, so we're gonna keep it. I'm not gonna flip a card. I think this is the card that really, I think that really helps. But yeah, that is my YouTube channel. You could just subscribe from there. But um, we're gonna shuffle and really. It won't be terrible. What do you mean? Wait, what happened? Um, I'm gonna post this on YouTube. So yeah, so like, but these are gonna be December readings. Just to clarify for everyone. Hi everyone, welcome in. For those of y'all that don't know me, my name is Cheyenne. I am a they them that takes pride in causing mayhem. And I also do a bunch of different things like variety streaming, some DJing, and I also like to flip a tarot card or two or 12 or however many. So today I will be doing December tarot readings for the collective, then branching out into the 12 different signs. They're each going to be 5 cards with an addition of a Cosmic Insight Oracle card and a Hip Hop Oracle card, just to break down what we need to know for December, and what we need to look forward for the next 31 days. So hang tight. This video will be chaptered, so if you want to just go to your sign, you can. But if you want to just hang out and hear other signs, because also just because you may be a Sagittarius sun, but you can also be like an Aries rising, so that information may still be applicable to you. And for anybody, I tell them, if it don't apply, don't let it fly. Like if it, again, it doesn't have to resonate with you. All information is not meant to resonate with us, but if it does resonate, please let me know. Okay. So we're gonna flip these cards. I want to focus. I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. 5 cards for the collective. Okay, I feel good about flipping. So these are just the general 5 cards, regardless of sign, just for everybody, just to get a feel of the energy that's out there. And then we have our Hip Hop Oracle card already on deck because Spirit decided to flip that out on its own. It'd be like that sometimes, and you know what? It's given that. Let's shuffle these really quick. The insights. Okay. Who babes? Who babes? Okay. We have the Magician in reverse. It is next to the moon. It's literally sandwiched between the moon in reverse and the 3 of Wands in reverse. I'm gonna hold your hands when I say this, okay? I'm gonna hold your hands. A lot of us are feeling out of control, okay? we're experiencing in real time a lot of like out of body otherworldly experiences, environmental shifts and changes that we have absolutely no control over. I'm not making enough money and I can't find a new job. I lost my job and can't find a new job. Um, I'm in a fucked up living situation and don't necessarily have the funds or even the wherewithal to find another one. Um, or it could also be I'm having a lot of mental health challenges and I don't really know what's going on because these are new to me, or I'm having a lot of health challenges and these are new to me. And now I have to reconcile with living in a different body and within different conditions and different capacity. There's a lot of reckonings happening that haven't quite literally come to the surface yet, but it's like a y'all know like and I know it sounds gross, but it's because it feels gross. The thing that I can like liken it to is like a pimple that you feel underneath the skin, but it hasn't risen to the surface yet. So it's not visible, but it's very much problems and feelings and anxieties that are there. If that makes sense. And we're feeling out of control about it because we kind of want to work through it before it comes to the surface. We kind of want to get rid of it before it comes to a head and before it rears its ugly head. But I want us to also understand that the 6 of Cups is here. The reminder is that this is not work that we have to do on our own. The reminder is also we need something that's going to comfort us, primarily like our child selves. We need things that are going to kind of ground us. So if we got to take a bath, if we got to make an uncomfortable phone call, but we know it's a phone call that we need to get the help that we need. These are some things that we may not feel like doing it, but we know it's going to help us in the long run. It's time to reach out to support systems to help us make this decision. This card itself is not the support system, but I'm going to show you why I'm saying the support system because the oracle cards are revealing that. But we're going to get to that in a second. This is about decision making because this is the only card in this spread that's upright. We have to make a decision on who are we reaching out to? What are we willing to open up about? What supports do we need? And if we don't know what we need, are we open to communicating? Because it says here communicate, compromise, forgive, work it out. You're gonna have to let go of the shame or begin to let go because again it's not cut and dry. Life is not cut and dry. Even when we are letting go of something, it's an active process of letting go, which means we're going through it. We got to communicate where we are, and that includes because Lachat self-esteem, that includes in communicating our insecurities. Like, why are we not feeling safe? Why are we not feeling secure? Why are we feeling uncomfortable? And understanding that you do have a community that is looking to look out for you, that is seeking to support you. It may not be in the exact ways that you want. However, it's going to be in the ways that you need. And if the one person can't do it, I guarantee you y'all can work together to help you find individuals or resources that we can get through it. This is about collective work, and this is about we're feeling out of control because things are coming to a head simply because we are doing everything on our own or with limited resources. And now it's time to have those very hard conversations. But they are hard initially, but I'm telling you, just like I told my friend, it's kind of like when you're learning, like you're a pilot, right? And it's like that first landing that you do when you're landing, obviously is going to be rough, but every landing is going to get smoother and smoother as you continue on your process. It's and it's not always going to be perfect. Like there's still going to be some rough landings here and there, but I'm telling you, getting into the being comfortable with asking for help regardless of the results and hoping that we're going to land somewhere, that's all that matters at this point. But people can't support if we're not putting that out there and we're not communicating that. And also it's about being vulnerable. It's very uncomfortable to be vulnerable about like, oh, I'm having food insecurity. Oh, I'm having housing insecurity. Oh, I haven't showered in a few days. Oh, I haven't like I haven't like been outside in a few days. It's very uncomfortable, but we also have to realize that there are people there to support us, and that it's about you just trying your best. So I hope that resonates. If it doesn't, I understand that too. But if it does, I'm glad. So let's get into the different signs. Um, I like to start with Aries and end on Pisces. Um, because technically that is how you're supposed to start. Um, so we'll start with Aries again. 5 cards, 2 oracle cards, one from each. Excuse me, each from a different deck. Sorry, I get tongue tied. Hashtag ADHD, but we're here. So I'm gonna shuffle again. You don't have to necessarily be an Aries for it to resonate. You can be a whole nother sign and not even have no Aries placements and it still resonates. But it also could be like, you're an Aries rising or an Aries Venus or any like planet. And that applies to all the signs. Because again, I'm a Virgo sun, but I still listen to the Capricorn readings and I still listen to the Scorpio readings because I have a Scorpio stellium with a rising and a few other placements, and I have a Capricorn moon. Sometimes I'll even listen to the Libra ones because I have a Libra Mercury, and sometimes if I want to learn better tools around like being a better communicator or something about my communication, I'll check that out too. So, but again, well, right off the bat, before I even flip the cards, I'm getting a lot of energy around compromise, especially around spending. Um, we're kind of in a space Aries where we want to be a little generous, but we're not necessarily checking like our bank accounts, and we're not being mindful of like how much money we're spending. So, especially in this holiday season, like people like to act like Aries folks um don't like to give, and that's not true. A lot of Aries do like to give, especially because they enjoy seeing the joy on other people's faces. Like they actually like um I'm trying to see how I want to express this. Like it's this idea that you brought joy into that person's life or into their face. So like there's a lot of like wanting to like treat the people that you love, but I'm gonna tell you right now, especially during this retrograde season, we should be mindful of what we're spending and making sure that we have the money to do that. And making sure that you want to be not frugal, but be not the Aries nigga popping up, but be like making sure, and that's before I even flip the cards, making sure that you are budgeting accordingly. And that if you can't get these dream gifts that you want to get the people, like the niggas in your life, right? Okay, because I be cursing. If you don't have the money for that, that's okay. You can get that at a later date when you do. But like let's lock in and let's not go too far. But let's look at the cards for Aries. I have the tarot here. Now I gotta flip these 2 oracle cards. Hi, Gervais. Well, can we get a shout out for Gervais, please? Okay, that's interesting. Very interesting energy. Very interesting energy. Okay, interesting. Why is this flipped out? And I picked 2 cards up, so I guess y'all just gonna get 2 cards. And they were flipped differently, so I guess that with this is some very interesting energy. Okay. I don't know if there's a lot of Aries folks who are dating new people, or you're dating an Aries person, or you're lusting after an Aries person, because it doesn't necessarily have to be you as an Aries. This also could represent there's an Aries person in your life. Um that could be at the other side of this stuff. The 9 of Cups is here, so I don't know if folks are like entering in a new relationship or flirting with this fantasy of a new relationship, because I don't know if it's an actual real relationship, because the 9 of Swords is here next to the 5 of Pentacles. So it's a lot of wishful thinking. It also could be that a lot of Aries are kind of like in this I want to be committed bag, or I want a honey bag. And mind you, I don't this is not like y'all not getting the divine feminine. I'm gonna put this out there. Let me tell y'all. I don't do that divine feminine masculine bullshit. I'm a whole non-binary person. I don't necessarily believe in that. I think that there's a third other thing that exists outside of that. So I also want to note that my readings are very gender neutral. And that, or as gender neutral as I can make them. And also I want to note that this is this is for everybody. This is not just for men. This is not just for women. This is not just for gender expansive folks. This is for every fucking body. Okay, because I like to roll that way. So back to the scheduled programming. Um, we're in this I want a sweetheart bag. I want a significant other bag. Also recognizing that there's a lot of life things that haven't really come to you that you didn't necessarily want or fought for a very long time. The Five of Wands. This constant like infighting, like literally infighting with self about, do I want to have kids? Do I want to be married? Or do I want to be a cat parent? Do I want to be a pet parent? Do I want to be a dog parent? Do I not want to be a parent at all? Do I want to be single my whole life? Do I want to chase Tracy Ellis Ross it and I have my niggas come in and sleep on my pillow on the other side of the bed when I feel like it, and tell them to get the fuck out when I don't want them? And that's all fine and dandy. But I'm seeing, especially now, a lot of Aries are feeling like, I kind of want to be in a relationship. I kind of want to be sappy. I kind of want to take Christmas photos. I kind of want to take photos at the pumpkin patch. Very much, it's very sappy, very loving, very like different energy. And that is because a lot of Aries, I think, because the Temperance card is in reverse, we're feeling very bored and we're not feeling grounded. And we're feeling very trapped by our day to day. And we're looking for something that is going to make us feel like um, we're a part of something and that we can hold on to something. And it's like we're reaching for other people at this point to hold on to. We're not saying it, but in our heart of hearts, it's like, damn, I really wish I could be cuddled up right now. Or damn, I really wish I could be playfully arguing on a FaceTime call right now. So I want you to understand, because the card that came up was honeymoon phase, attending someone's wedding. This also to me just represents that there's this idea of wanting like a renewed sense of love and a renewed faith in love, and wanting to kind of have like a connection with someone romantically. But I want you to be wary that we need to be mindful of whether things are dreams or reality, dreams or a reality. Excuse me. I also want us to be mindful, like again with the overspending, um, taking a step back and assessing what our actual needs are first before we make decisions. Because I think we're making a lot of decisions from here, or just from here, or just from I'm pointing to the coochie from here, but we're not thinking in tandem. And I need us to think holistically about what we need and not just what parts of us need. Um the last two things are order and inspiration, Lauren Hill and Nikki D. So even though these things can seem a bit polarized, they can actually go hand in hand. Like, yes, you can be inspired. Yes, you can want to have these big changes. Yes, you can want to explore these different relationships and jump headfirst into things. But we also need to be mindful of the resources that we need and what is going to keep us safe in this process, whether it be sexually, whether it be emotionally, whether it be mentally, psychologically, what have you. We gotta keep safe in our exploring things, and that also includes like making sure we're not overspending, but also making sure we're not pouring our entire capacity into people or things. So again, if that resonates, cool. If it doesn't resonate, that's totally fine. I'm gonna move on to Taurus. Um, can a mod in chat just put the note that I'm not gonna really be answering like chat because I'm currently recording for YouTube, and could they make it like a pinned message, um, that I'm gonna be kind of like focused for a while, please? Thank you. Of course you showed up on time. Welcome in. Can we get a shout out for Matrix, please? Thank you, Floor. All right. Before we even get started, I don't know if Taurus is having a lot of like heartburn or like IBS or stomach issues, but I'm feeling like a lot of like abdominal discomfort or gastrointestinal discomfort. Um, so I kind of need us to kind of be mindful of our guts, and also openly confronting the anxieties that we're having. I'm hearing graduation. So for Tauruses that are in their last semester of like school, um, really make sure you're getting ample rest because I'm seeing a lot of you not sleeping, and I'm seeing a lot of like gut issues um around like study. Also, we're in final season now. So it's about making sure that we finish strong and making sure that you get what you need. Make sure we're eating, sleeping, and drinking water. Before we even flip cards, I just wanted to put that out there because I keep hearing graduation. Also, being worried about what next steps look like. It's about taking every day a step at a time. Floor, some cards fell out, but that doesn't. This just shows there's a lot of energy around Taurus right now. Floor, please. Okay, I can't really respond to chat. And Crobatty, really quickly, yes, this is the Hip Hop Queens Oracle deck, and it has like various rappers and like R&B artists in it. What does Spirit want Taurus to know in 5 cards? All right, well, card fell out. We're gonna keep that. I'll just flip 4 more. Okay. 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 I'm gonna start with that one because it's so fucking funny. That's nuts that we pulled that. Okay, Taurus. Okay. So the first card that we pulled in reverse is Mercury retrograde. Electronic issues, communication issues, reviewing everything, and it's in reverse. We are now in a Mercury retrograde in a fire sign. Taurus, I know this is whooping your ass. I know this is whooping your asses right now. Ooh, this is whooping your asses. Okay. Taurus, where do we begin? Where do we begin? The Judgment card in reverse. We're being a little too hard on ourselves. We're being especially a little too hard on other people. I think our ability to be empathetic is challenged right now because we got too much on our plate. And I really want us to sit down and shut the hell up. I think we're doing a lot of talking too much, or over. Some of us are overstaying our welcome to, and it's really time to have a reality check. The 3 of Wands next to the High Priestess. I think we really need to like cool it. And I think we're being extra critical because we're feeling a little pressured and we're feeling a little cornered. I don't know if we're in a living situation where we're having like roommates or landlords where we're bumping heads often and we feel like we constantly have to let them know like you're acting a fucking fool, like hop off me, like ease off me. It's like there's also a lot of like if we're at a job where we have a lot of people who are kind of nitpicky, like a nitpicky boss or a nitpicky team lead, because I'm seeing people who are not necessarily even like your superiors acting a fool and it's irritating you. Like it's like incessant. But I also want you to hold space. The reason why I'm saying don't be too hard on other people is because ultimately we're gonna end up being harder on ourselves. Because what Taurus loves to do is say somebody did it outwardly, somebody else did it outwardly, but inwardly we're like, no, this is all my fault. So we need to kind of absolve ourselves of like residual guilt that we're getting from these interactions. The Eight of Wands and then the Two of Cups in reverse. I don't know if Taurus has experienced the breakup, but also just like the opposite of Aries, this is not really a time for like romance. I'm telling you, whatever relationship y'all trying to enter in right now, this may not be the time. Number one. Number two, even for Aries, it's really not the time for them either. But this is more so acknowledging it's very coochie dry era for Taurus right now, metaphorically and literally. Like we're not feeling it, Mr. Krabs. We're not really feeling it. And it's like we're feeling a lot of anguish and not enough pleasure, and we can't really connect with the pleasurable stuff. So I understand. I overstand, but I also want you Bahamadia knowledge. I just want to make sure and let y'all know that it's really time to connect with how we're feeling and get clear on how we're feeling, and also not be so quick to judge. Also recognize that you need to take a breather. So it's like this is about self-awareness, being self-aware about what's going on, why we're feeling how we're feeling, and when it's time to lay things to rest. So again, hopes this helps. Hope it resonates. Moving on to Gemini. Moving on to Gemini. Gemini, you're doing a lot of over-explaining. Before we even get into the cards, there's a lot of over-explaining. And there's a lot of repeating yourself, and it's falling on ears that are willfully not listening. And I also need you to shut the fuck up. Not like Taurus, but shut the fuck up. Like, just go mute. Don't say nothing else. Because they're gonna have to learn the hard way. And then the other thing is, some of y'all like to let people learn the hard way, then explain to them why it's the hard way they learned it. We don't got to do that either. You don't have to drive a knife further into a wound. Let it bleed, and you just go about your day. You don't need to put insult to injury. They know that if they know, they know. If they don't know, they don't know, and that's up to them. That's not up for you to define that for them or explain that to them. No, that's Taurus. Gemini is the Sagittarius sister sign. A lot of Geminis, I don't know if some, especially those of y'all with fire and earth sign parents, just let them do what they need to do. Because they're gonna irritate the shit out of you. Okay? They're gonna irritate the shit out of you. And especially during these holidays, or why you didn't call me, why you not coming to visit me, and you're such a bad child, and you so disrespect, like the manipulation shit, nip it. Matter of fact, you don't got to answer the text message, you don't got to answer the phone. And you can acknowledge people when you feel free to, if you want to. I also want you to know that especially now, boundaries with family, primarily toxic parents or parental figures for Geminis is very important right now, because we're very much in a season where we on our 12th reason, to put it lightly. We're on our 12th reason, and we don't need a 13th. So I need y'all to lock in with that. I need y'all to lock in with that. So let's flip cards. Okay. That kind of reiterates what I said, but in a little more detail. Ooh, y'all had 3 cards come out, so I'm just gonna go with it. Okay, we'll put that over here. And then what's this other oracle card looking like? This card, y'all, again. Okay. Interesting. Okay. 9 of Swords, the Emperor. This is about knowing your triggers and about trying to find ways to remove them. And if you cannot remove them, what are we doing to cope? 9 of Pentacles. What are we doing to make sure we're getting grounded? What are we doing to make sure we're safe? What are we doing to make sure we're comfortable? I really need us to be clear on our triggers and really be like, okay, I'm in a situation where I need to step the fuck out. Okay, I'm in a situation where this is not working for me. Okay, I'm in a situation where I feel like I'm 2 seconds from a crash out. I gotta go outside. I gotta go drink some water. I gotta go eat me a meal. I gotta go sit quietly. But and then also the world in reverse, we're feeling like our dreams are on hold, but we're also secretly feeling like on hold means forever. I want you to know that yes, this is a major arcana card, the world in reverse, but that does not mean that things are completely over. Your life is not completely over. Even when you leave this earth, it's not completely over. There's always a string that's going to connect you to something. And sometimes the string may not, some days that string is thick, some days that string is thin, some days that string is 2 tatters away from being ripped apart. But guess what? There's a string, and I need you to hold on to it. And I need you to recognize that there are things underneath the surface that you can prepare for yet that are beautiful things. But we got to set them boundaries to be here so you can see all those beautiful things. The Chariot next to the world in reverse. These oracle cards are giving crash out a little bit. But then the hip hop one I have a little hope for. Challenges and cycles. Make a decision, work on inner healing. Fate, karma, something ending, something beginning. Next to give it time. Everything in divine timing. Let things flow. Feel what you need to feel, but set those boundaries. Have a good day. You want to start all that bullshit nagging? Peace out, Brussels sprout. You don't got to put up with it. And what confirms this for me is Lady Luck. You got a lot of shit coming. It's not over. Even when you think it's over, it's really not. And that sometimes we can feel our feelings and still hold on to something, even if it's a iota of something. You see the space between my fingers? Even if that's all you can hold on to, baby, that's okay. You holding on to something. All right. Thank you, Gemini. Moving on to Cancer. Thank you. Exactly. Just funny fact. Okay, Cadence, fun fact. really a brief aside. I was talking to my therapist about something I had to make a decision on, and I was acting like I couldn't make the decision, like something or somebody was telling me I couldn't make the decision. And then I said, "Oh, wait a minute. I'm fucking 30. What you mean I can't do X, Y, and Z? I can do X, Y, and Z. You literally are, if you are literally an adult, because this is an 18 plus stream, this is an 18 plus YouTube. You see, I'm cursing, right? Y'all are adults. You can make decisions independent of whatever the fuck anybody else think you should be doing. Oh, I don't want to go spend Thanksgiving with my bio family. Oh, I don't got to do that. I don't want to go on a date with this person. I don't want to do that. I can eat ice cream at 2 p.m., 6 a.m. I can do that. You can do what the fuck you want to do and set boundaries with people and be like, you know what? Gemini, you could be like, you know what? I'm not hearing that. I'm not here for that. I only speak Guapanese right now. And you not talking cash shit. That's where we're at, metaphorically and literally. And sometimes I think in those moments where we don't remember we're grown, that's really our child selves like clamoring for a decision and clamoring for affirmation. So I think us literally affirming that we can make those decisions as an adult also affirms our child self too. Because I literally think that's a reflection of, oh, like I feel cornered, like I never had the chance as a child to make this decision because people thought I shouldn't be allowed because of various reasons. And now I'm realizing as an adult, no, you can make those decisions. Right. Right. Like here, like you can show the world off to your child self. And I think as you show the world off to yourself, which includes making decisions on your own, you can also hold your child self hand in doing that too. That's not just applicable to Gemini. That's going to be applicable to everybody, but it's especially important for the Gemini reading. But now I got to move on to Cancer. Cancers, I really need y'all to embody that fourth house energy because I believe naturally Cancer rules for the fourth house. I don't know if y'all are going through like a wanting to bake season or wanting to try new recipe season. There's also some Cancer placements that may have moved into a new home or may have like some shifting, some like home dynamics or wanting to do more cozy things. I really want you to pour into that energy. Even if if food and baking are not your things, even if it's time to rearrange a closet, even if it's you want to get a friend and go window shopping, even if it's like you want to invite some friends over and have a board night or a movie night or like a sleepover. I'm also seeing a lot of like wanting to do like sleepovers and bake cookies type beat. I'm seeing a lot of like wanting to spend wholesome time at home. I would definitely pour into that and kind of feed into that energy. And however that makes you feel comfy and cozy. Not I gotta stop myself from crashing out this month, please. Let's flip the cards. Let's flip the cards. Okay. Okay. Well, 2 cards fell out, so you actually got 6 cards. Actually, y'all got 7 cards. How did we end up? Why did I pull 7? Well, y'all got 7 cards. That was purely accidental. I got lost in that, and now we're at 7 cards. Thank you for subscribing. How are you doing? Doing okay. I'm not going to be talking too much because I'm actually recording like the month of December readings for the various signs. We're now on Cancer. So I won't be as responsive, but I'm here. I'm so happy to see you, Ashlyn, and thank you for subscribing. Okay. So in total, y'all got 9 cards. This tarot, I don't know what the fuck I was doing. I was not here. Okay, and truly, when I'm reading, I'm really not here. But we're here. Okay. There's a lot of mixed feelings, Cancer. Just like I was telling y'all before I pulled the cards, making sure, um, making sure that we're feeding into that closeness, that closeness, togetherness, energy. But that what also, because now I'm looking at the cards, a lot of it is about, especially for those cancers that don't have bio family that they're close to, or have bio family that they're kind of like on the fence about and trying to make some hard decisions. Do I go no contact? Do I go partial contact? What do I want to do to keep myself safe? And what do I want to do to keep myself grounded and feeling accepted in these relationships? I want you to really focus on the beauty of your chosen family. I really want you to focus on the importance of connecting with people, and it doesn't matter if they're blood related to you or not. The other thing is some of y'all may have a fire sign partner, Leo, Sagittarius, Leo, Sagittarius, Sagittarius, Aries, excuse me, sorry, brain. You may have a partner that's going through this exact thing that's not necessarily articulating how difficult it is. There may be some cancers who have partners that have recently cut ties with their family or are being reminded of that cutting of the ties because it's the holiday season. I need you to be a little soft on them because they may be a little rough around the edges. So, and they may be showing up in a way where they may be uncomfortable, or they may be spending time with their family and not really articulating to you how tense it is. So I want you to really be soft with this person, really create a safety net for this person to have these conversations, because I think this will also be illuminating for how you feel about your family too. And y'all both can have these conversations openly. Um Partner or partners, because again, this is a very neutral space, so that also includes, I don't read just for monogamous people. This can also be applicable to non-monogamous people as well. This is just about people, not necessarily about specificity in what type of person you are. Just to be clear, the only specificity is the sign itself. um so the Ace of Swords is like, this is really a time where it's a very painful time. It's a very tense time, and a lot of people in your life are going to be going through it. This is why it's important that we create like a safe space where we can kind of come together. The Princess of Pentacles in reverse, come together, but also kind of mourn the losses too collectively, whether it's spoken or unspoken. Just sharing space is enough. So this may be a time where we're looking at different cute activities to do as a group. Like I said, the movie nights, the baking the cookies, the sleepovers, the board game nights, the D&D nights, if anybody plays Dungeons and Dragons, the trivia nights. We're doing a lot of like connecting in those ways. Um, the only things I want us to be mindful for this month of December, Cancer, is that um 7 of Cups next to the 5 of Pentacles. Um Oh, there are some of us that are feeling relatively lonely and we're thinking about crashing out, or we're thinking about doing things erratically, or we're feeling compelled to act erratically, or behave erratically. I want you to confront that feeling, and I want you to own that we may be feeling very uncomfortable right now, and that we may just be pulling for straws simply because we're trying to get that last bit of energy juice from the cup and we can't reach it by pouring, and we need a straw, but there's no straw available. We don't need to pull for any straw, because you're gonna end up pulling for a straw and the straw is gonna be too damn short to even reach your mouth. So I need you to really be clear on what you need. And really also, it's really time for you to connect with your community. And it's really time for you to spend quality time with your community and your family. Whether it's chosen bio, well, chosen family in general, because you can also choose to have your bio family in your life too. Your oracle cards, interesting. We have no, now is not the right time, but it's in reverse. So what that tells me is that we may be trying to figure out making a decision on cutting people out of our lives. I would say still continue to sit with that. And, if you have a therapist you can talk to, if you have friends that have had similar experiences that you can talk to, my advice to you is to talk and really sit and listen to yourself. This is next to Erica Badu Spirituality. This is also a time where we may need to kind of like sit in stillness and really sit with what decisions we need to make and how we want to go about cutting or allowing people into our lives. This is not a time to make a brash decision. We're in a retrograde. This is also Pluto and Aquarius. So I think you need to take your time and really be methodical about what you need to do. But also at the same time, there are, in my opinion, there are free will things that can transcend any astrological and like metaphysical events. So I definitely will highly recommend that things can happen outside of that too. So if you need to make a decision to keep you safe, please by all means do that. But I'm also saying that you should, if you do have the time and the capacity to take a step back and really think about how you're going to protect yourself when you make certain decisions about whether or not people should be in your life. So that's Cancer. The next December read is for Leo. And again, if it don't fly, don't let it apply. But if it do fly, let it apply. Or if it do apply, let it fly. Excuse me. And if it don't apply, let it fly. I switched it. But again, when I say this is the sign, this is like Leo suns, risings, Jupiters, moons, etc. But especially sun, rising, and moon. For the Leos that are due for a promotion, I think that you have a good chance of stating your case and getting the money that you need, or the role that you're looking for if you're in a job. For the Leos who are not in a job, I think this is a great time to promote yourself, or to find resources and tools around how to promote yourself so that you can find the jobs that you need or the resources that you need. This is like an era of refinement for Leos right now, like taking a step back and really thinking about, what do I need to do to change my resume? Do I need to change my website? Do I need to hire a virtual assistant to help me? Do I have the funds to hire a project manager? This is specifically a time where you're gonna be tapping on other people. Like, listen, you're gonna be collecting bad bitches with talents like Infinity Stones. This is now the season where it's time to phone a bad bitch if you need something that's not in your wheelhouse. It's okay to delegate tasks. And we're seeing more and more now, especially with Leos that are looking to build their personal brands or looking to build a business. You really need to start getting your bad bitches in row. Because come January, mid March, that is going to be a pivotal season of you interviewing and hiring people. Or if you have people in mind that you don't necessarily want to interview, tapping them on the shoulder and be like, I got some coins for you, babes. Let's get this bag. Let's get these racks. And I'll see you in Tokyo. Type beat. Not to be hyperbolic, but like it's very much giving. Even if you don't got money like that, it's very much giving. Who can I call on to support me in the ways that I need? And you gotta, and one thing about Leo is y'all are usually connected to people, and this is before I even pull cards. Y'all are usually connected to people that have a lot of influence or have a lot of like very specific skills that are very helpful. And also it's usually a lot of people that are instrumental in supporting you in this season. So make sure that those same people and I'm not saying collect them like Infinity Stones, like you don't care for these people. Obviously you do, but making sure that you keep a roster of people that can really help you and what they can contribute. And if you don't necessarily know, having those conversations about how they can help you, very much this is the time to do it. I would say, especially after this retrograde, really start putting the feelers out there. Um, um, let's flip. Right, and then also like again, also I read from a place of, that's why I said if you don't have the resources, it's not just about business owners. If you don't have the resources, making sure that you can reach out to people and ask for help, and that you most likely know someone that can support you in that way. It's just that you got to have that conversation. Regardless of what the intent is, the resources are there. Ten of Cups came out. Princess of Pentacles came out. Again, interesting. All right, so I'm going to just keep those and flip to 3 more. Damn, a lot of energy around that. Interesting. Okay. But there's other stuff going on too that we got to talk about. That makes sense. Okay. All right, Leo. Starting off with the 10 of Cups. This is about like our connections. This is about reaching out to people because the Princess of Pentacles in reverse. This is a season not to necessarily reach out, but to kind of like do some planning around who are we reaching out to, how we're going to reach out, how are we looking to connect with them, what are we looking to ask, what are we looking to ask for, and how do we meet them and support them too. Um, so that's the beginning of this. But I also want you to understand that in order to do this, there are going to be some hard decisions that we have to make too. There are some obstacles that are in front of us, whether it's like some of us are dealing with, especially for those of us that may be employed or like freelance. This is about having hard conversations with clients. This also could be about having hard conversations with partners. Could also be about having hard conversations with people that you interact with on a daily or multiple times a week basis. Um, it may have to be either, this is also about setting boundaries too, but this is also about we may need to kind of take a step back and I need to let you know where you got me fucked up type beat. And I want to do it in a way where I don't curse your ass out because I'm 2 seconds from doing that, but I'm trying not to. I really am letting Leos know we don't need to be cursing nobody out. And if people be up there with all that rah rah shit on the phone, just hang up. Because we don't need to be cursing nobody out. But it's given that y'all want to curse somebody out. And I'm gonna let you know, please, by all means, you can express yourself without absolutely wrecking yourself, because we don't have enough emotional energy to do that labor. Um, the next thing, the Eight of Cups next to the Queen of Cups. I don't know if y'all have like a gratitude journal, or if you have like something where you can kind of like express your gratitude for something. I think this is really a time where you should kind of release the things that are ailing you in a cathartic way, but also expressing gratitude for the things that really fill your spirit. So we're on Leo right now. You did miss part of it. But expressing gratitude, also letting go of the things that are not serving us. Like somebody said in chat, if it don't pay your rent, let it go. It's given that, but also connected to the bigger arc of this program, of this reading. Really tap into your network, because that to really support you through something, especially for those that y'all want to start a business or a project, or you're applying for like a fellowship. There may be some Leos that may be applying for school that are really struggling with, like, I need help writing a personal statement, or I need help doing certain things. You have people in your network that know these things well. Make sure you're tapping on these people to support you. Also, Leos, there are a lot of y'all that want to make new friends or in the process of making new friends, but don't know how to approach people. Y'all of all people, y'all are ruled by the sun. Make yourself known. And yes, even those that are ruled by the sun sometimes feel like their light is being dimmed. We don't have to feel that way. Y'all could just say, hey, like, I think you're cool, let's hang out. So the oracle cards we have are Spy in reverse. Someone's got their eye on you. You are doing your research in reverse next to Lotto's instinct. I think there are people that are there to support you, but you don't know them yet because you're kind of like in your own head. And I kind of need you, like I said, to take this time to look at the people that you can get to support you. Think about and be strategic about the people that can support you. And then reaching out to them. But there are people that are willing to spend time with you. There are people that are willing to support you. There are people that are here to help you. I just am urging y'all to really just make sure those people are, you're clear on who those people are, and then make it known that these are the things that you need. So I hope that resonates. I hope that helps. Moving on to Virgo, which is my sun sign. So if I start screaming and if you start hearing me mouth breathe, it's probably because I read myself. And if you see like these edges get thinner and thinner as the day goes on, I probably read myself. So, but anyway, all jokes aside, we're going to flip for Virgo. Two cards fell out. A lot of people get in the moon. A lot of realizations. A lot of trying to figure some shit out. A lot of being afraid that you want to make a different decision after you made one. And feeling guilty, like, damn, I just did this. Now I want to do the complete opposite. Like, who am I? That's fine. Okay. There are some Virgos that are feeling, it's giving the same coochie dry energy that Taurus has. I don't know if this is just a coochie drying moment because we're in a retrograde for Earth signs. Especially for Virgo, because a lot of Virgos ruled by Mercury, excuse me. And it's in the Mercury is retrograding in another mutable sign, Sagittarius. You know how like somebody makes you horny for 2.5 seconds and then they say some shit that's off the wall and it just completely dries you out? That's kind of, we're in the completely dries you out part now. Like we were feeling like a slight hope and zest for life briefly, and then something came in and just dried us out. Whether it be a person, whether it be a situation, we're just feeling dried out right now. And I understand. We're kind of over it. Okay, these 5 cards fell out, so we got a reading. Um, but as long as you keep your head to the sky, that playing in the background to this is really taking me out of my body. I don't like when spirit does shit like that. Win. You can win. You can win. As long as you keep your head to the sky. Okay. This flipped out. Another give it time. Interesting. Okay. I don't like that. Okay. I don't like when this is reading me. I don't like this has become a personal reading. No, listen. I will always make space for optimistic. This is a black staple. I will always make space for that, regardless of. It's not about if I like it or not. It's about making space for it. But um, but it's just so funny. It's just so funny how this is playing for Virgos because I know we just going through it right now. Every Virgo I know or have talked to with Virgo placements are just like, thumbs down, my nigga. Thumbs down. Yeah, I also feel that way. You're not a Virgo, but okay. No, you're not. You're a Scorpio. Your birthday was on the 3rd of this month. Birthday was 27 days ago. Well, I'm still here, so I'm still gonna read the chat. What do you mean? Why am I reading the chat? What you talking about? Like I'm still here, and I'm the type of neuros. Okay, an aside. I may have to edit this. I'm the type of neurospicy where I keep birthdays. Like I keep birthdays up here. I didn't know you were a Virgo rising. Okay, this is in reverse. Virgos, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. Dreezy, ambition in reverse. We're just gonna start with the oracle cards. I know a lot of us have big dreams of making racks. I know a lot of us have big dreams of elevating our career. I know a lot of us have big dreams of making it big and doing something different for our lives. I need us to kind of stop being a stereotypical Virgo. Even you and all the power that you hold, all the multitudes that you contain, can take a motherfucking break and just be a motherfucking human being. And I need you to do that. We're doing a lot of dreaming and not living. And I know we're doing a lot of dreaming because living is difficult, but there are some parts to our lived experience that we can still enjoy. That's why give it time is important. That build your empire shit, like, baby, go play Civilization. Go play Settlers of Catan. We don't need to do this with our lived and waking life. Like, I feel like we're just trying to build. And I'm not trying to say be a colonizer. That's not what I'm trying to say here. But what I'm trying to say here is sit down. Sit the fuck down. That's talking to, sorry. I didn't mean to knock the controllers and shit off. That's me talking to me too. It's not just for like, not Duvet by Boa playing right now. This is not just for Virgos, y'all, but it's also for me too. Sit the fuck down. You got time. King of Wands next to the moon. We're not in a time. This is a time of sitting back and resting. I know rest is very hard to connect with in terms of like capitalism and stuff. Some of us also like when my brain run a mile a minute. I understand. I am the regality of not being able to sleep and rest. But rest looks different for everybody. So even if rest means let's go soak in the bath, let's go eat a sandwich outside, let's go let's go spend time with a friend, let's hang out and watch silly movies. This is a time similar to Cancer, but it's different where this is about you. Cancer's is more about healing, like relation, using that quality time to heal relationships. This quality time for Virgo is more so we need to step back from trying to survive. Not saying we don't need to survive, because we do, but like this constant need to feel like we need to survive and fight and fight and fight. I think that we can kind of like take a step back. And also there may be some Virgos that a lot of people are heavily reliant on them. Um it's time to have some conversations about how you can support within your capacity. Not saying if you want to cut that support off, I mean, that's a choice that you can make, because that's a boundary that you can set. But I'm also saying that you can also find ways to support people while still simultaneously giving yourself what you need to, because we can't pour from an empty cup. The Hanged Woman next to the Two of Wands. We don't really, this is about, we want to make a decision. You don't need to make it right now. And I think we treat everything as urgent because a lot of things for Virgo does feel urgent. We are anxious as fuck. But I also want you to know the Four of Swords is here. The things that need to be worked out will be worked out in time. This is more so a season where you need to just sit down. Because right now it's like, oh, I want to open a business. I want to go back to school. I want to teach a class. I want to write a book. I want to learn how to ride a horse. I want to make a new recipe. I want to play a new game. Y'all want to keep yourselves busy. And that's because you want to kind of step away from the fact that you need a break and that you feel bad that you don't feel as productive, or you feel like your life is moving too slow. And I'm telling you right now, doing more is not going to get you closer to whatever you're looking for. Actually doing less and figuring out what you want to do is going to propel you where you need to go. Doing more does not mean you're going to receive more. That's not how that works. So I'm going to leave y'all with that. We're moving on to Libra. Also, I need a sip of water. My mouth getting dry. There's something coming to my mind, but I don't know. I think a lot of Libras need to go. It may be time to go get a checkup. Um, and again, this is also not a space. This is also not a space. I don't be talking about weight loss and none of that. I'm just saying it's about getting the support that you need. Libras, it may be time to go to the doctor and get like a checkup just to see where everything is. It's about treating your health like more information. Libra is really especially having a hard time with unpacking like the ableism around illness. Baby, I need you to sit with that. I need you to sit with that. Damn, why is everybody okay? Hello? Okay, interesting. Who, Libra? We may need to apologize to somebody. Starting with ourselves first. This is giving self accountability, but I'm going to get to that in a second. No. Why are all these cards falling out? Libra, what's T? Move on. Ooh, that's the first one. And then this flipped over. Defend. Ooh. Whoo. Okay. Move on. Someone is unavailable. A waste of time. Oh, it's over. Roxanne Shante, defense. Libra, I think we're being very abrupt with people and very curt with people, and we're hurting people's feelings unintentionally, or if we feel like people have hurt our feelings, we're intentionally hurting their feelings, and it's very childish behavior. I think you just need to accept what's happened if other people have hurt us and be honest about that and move forward and hold ourselves accountable for how we handled that. But if we're really being petty to people and not having conversations about where we've all gone wrong or where we've all fallen short or where we've all are having a hard time and struggling, I think it's very important that you hold yourself accountable to that and really recognize how you're showing up in other people's lives. Because the Eight of Wands in reverse next to the Three of Swords in reverse, the Three of Swords upright, we really got to just apologize and really be genuine in that apology. We also got to stop holding grudges. We also got to stop when people are trying to tell us about how we've made them feel, Libra. I need you to listen. Turn those listening ears on, because we're doing a lot of this and we're doing a lot of this, but we're not doing a lot of this. And I need us to zip it and lock in. Lock into the message. Lock into the moment. Lock into what the fuck people are telling you. Oh, my food is here. Hold on. All right, I'm back. I ate some of my food. I still have food left over. But we're now on Scorpio. So before we even get started, Scorpio, I'm sensing a lot of energy around self-expression. Like, I don't know if y'all want to try a new hair color, y'all want to try a different style. Some of us may also be exploring our gender. Some of us may also be like wanting to present differently, but a little afraid to do it. I say go for it and take your time. And if you don't like something, you can always go back and change it. The other thing for those Scorpios that want to have a child or are with child, specifically more so those that want to have a child, I think that this is a great time to really set things in place about what you want or need moving forward with that process, whether it's you need to go to the doctor or you need a support system, or you're trying to find a doula or trying to find different ways to give birth and care for the child or children. Definitely it's really a time for you to do more planning. A lot, especially since we're in a retrograde, take this time to plan. Um, for those of y'all that don't have kids, some of us have potentially thought about getting another pet. Some of us have thought about potentially getting a pet, or are desiring a pet. So it's really that wanting to not necessarily parent something, but wanting something to hold energy and wanting something to like guide in this world and connect with. And that's a very strong and powerful feeling. And I think we can take that energy and kind of pour it back into ourselves in the energy of trying to like reinvent or rediscover or express ourselves, so to speak. Um, that's before I flip cards. Now I'm gonna flip the cards. Damn, almost everybody got the moon today. Okay. Not these some hard realizations folks gotta come to. I mean, but it's given that. It's kind of that time that we're in. So I totally understand. Something fell out. Mm. No, it's okay. Yeah. The VOD will be up, and it'll also be on. It'll be on YouTube, so like you can still go back and watch it. I didn't even start the Scorpio reading really, but there is a VOD. So, um, okay, that's the first one. So that's the first oracle card. Let me flip the second one. Okay, that fell out. Another, I'ma hold my hand. I'm a hold. Excuse me. Another, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. Ten of Swords in reverse, Nine of Pentacles in upright. Scorpios, and this is also directed to me because I have Scorpio stellium. You don't have to be a freedom fighter all the time. You don't need to be a freedom fighter all the time. And you don't need to constantly feel like you have to educate people on a certain experience, constantly educate people on things that need to be done in the world. Allow people to arrive at things, and you don't always have to be the catalyst for that. Y'all don't have the energy or time to do that. This is definitely a season where you're taking a step back and making it all about you. You've kind of put yourself out there a little too much to be a support system for people, and you kind of need to recalibrate. This is really a season of recalibrating and being quiet, and not saying you got to completely cut yourself off, but you do need to take a step back and really get what you need. And always know that you don't got to fight every battle. The Hanged Woman and the Moon in reverse. There are also some decisions that a lot of Scorpios are making now around because I did talk about potentially folks or have some Scorpios having kids or looking to get pregnant or are pregnant. But also beyond that, I'm seeing a lot of like Scorpios thinking, well, my lease is ending soon. I need to move somewhere. Or I don't like where I'm currently living, or having a change of heart about what their current living situation. This is also similar to the this is also similar to the Taurus reading where I talked about like passing judgments and letting go of judgments, especially around the people that are directly around you. There's also a lot of change of hearts around whether good, bad, or indifferent about the people around you, and I'm seeing a lot of growth from Scorpios of acknowledging the Seven of Pentacles, acknowledging that it's okay for them to have a change of heart, and it's okay for y'all to like be like, I hated something initially, but now I like something, or I had a bad feeling about somebody initially, but now I actually gave them a chance, and I'm happy I gave them a chance. I just don't want y'all to get caught up in feeling guilty about changing your minds, just like with Virgo. But in this case, don't feel bad about changing your mind, and don't feel bad about gaining new information and making a different decision. But definitely make sure we're treating this. Make sure you treat this season of taking a step back and taking that seriously, but treat it as a season of I'm recalibrating, and I just need to rejuvenate myself so that I can continue to show up in the ways that are best for me and in the ways I desire. The first oracle card is water sign in reverse, and then next to it is Moni Love, peace. Um, this is really a season of I don't even like to call it selfishness because there's nothing wrong with that, but also selfish shouldn't be just a negative word. It's okay to like do things for yourself and kind of pour into yourself first. Um, and that also kind of taking yourself out of the equation so that you can do what's best for you is really going to help the collective overall. So understanding that you still have a duty to yourself to take care of yourself and doing it in the ways that are best and most accessible to you is very important for your peace at this time. That was Scorpio. Let's move on to Sagittarius, and we are now in Sagittarius. Also Scorpios, but again, if you really want to try a different look or a different like, oh, some cards fell out, but I don't like these. That's not given to me. If you really want to try a different look, go for it. Even like if you start with, I want to start a Pinterest board, and I want to like make a mood board or a vision board, you could start there. But now I'm on Sagittarius, I know y'all are blinking and buffering right now, and it's okay. A lot of Sagittarius are feeling like there's really nothing to live for, or like there's nothing exciting you right now. Um, there's also this energy of like, is it even worth doing at this point because everything's crashing down? There's a lot of fatalistic energy, and I'm here to tell you that that's a valid feeling. That is an absolute valid feeling. And I'm not here to invalidate that feeling because I think that's important to note. But I don't want you to feel like that's the only thing you'll ever feel, too. Okay. A card came out. The Two of Cups came out. Let me flip the cards now. A lot of people, a lot of Eight of Cups. A lot of shared messages of confronting big feelings. Makes a lot of sense for this month, being that this is the last year of this month, and also we're entering into some very unknown and uncharted territory, or semi-uncharted territory, with everything happening around the world, nationally, so on and so forth. So that makes total sense. Okay. Okay. All right, that's the tarot. Let me flip. Let me flip the oracle cards. Mercury retrograde upright came out for y'all. Fun. I mean, that is true because it is retrograding in Sagittarius. So very interesting that that came out. It just flew out. I didn't even like flip it. It just flew out. So I'm gonna let it fly out. This also flew out, but in reverse. Okay. Sag, I'm gonna hold y'all hands when I tell you this. I don't know if any of y'all have seen 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days, and there's a specific part. So there's this man named Caesar who was thinking he was dating this woman named Maria for 7 years, who is from Ukraine, and so obviously she couldn't be at the reunion. She couldn't be at the reunion because she's not in America, but she says to him, and I quote, Caesar, you are stronger than you imagine. And imagine is imagine. So I just want Sag to know y'all are a lot stronger than you imagine. The star and the judge and the justice card. Sagittarius is feeling very pinned down. It's like you feel like it's foot on neck season, but it's not your foot on society's neck or life's neck. It's life's foot on your neck season. Um, um, and we're starting to feel the weight of and the pressure, excuse me, of that foot being on our necks. But I also want us to understand that we are stronger than we absolutely know, and we're stronger than we absolutely give ourselves credit for. And I also think this is a time where um, I feel a lot of times with Sagittarius because they're known as the student of the zodiac, and their counterpart Gemini is known as the teacher. That as a student, some people may not take Sagittarians seriously because of like the witty energy and the chaos, and the quippiness and the here today, gone tomorrow energy and the all over the place stuff. But I also want folks to understand that Sagittarius, the way that Sagittarius moves through the world is that very much like the enjoyment of spontaneity, very much the the ability to ease the beat for it to be easier to roll with the punches, while simultaneously still being a little stubborn about certain things. But you do want the chance to be able to go with the flow and have things happen versus always having a plan. Um, but so like the structure of life, especially like capitalism, really be fucking with y'all, and I understand that. But I want you to understand that people, because of those qualities, don't take y'all seriously. But what they fail to realize is that these are superpowers to have: the ability to roll with the punches, the ability to look at life from a different perspective, the ability to kind of like use your wit to maneuver through situations and emotions. That's just a different way of existing, and that's okay. And I kind of want y'all to like lean into that to kind of move forward. Um, if that makes sense. I want y'all to understand that it is okay for you to be sentimental. It's okay for you to be sentimental. It's okay for you to cry. It's okay for you to be quote unquote lovey dovey. It's okay for you to be sappy. Because we know that y'all do that in y'all spare time, and we know that y'all do that quietly. So you could just come out with it. All the mutable signs kill me because they all act like they can't be sappy and then be the main ones crying. Y'all think it's Pisces crying ass. It's really a Sag. It's really a Sag that be crying too. So I really want y'all to tap into that energy of expressing your gratitude for people, that energy of telling people how much they mean to you, that energy of like telling people the things that you enjoy about them or the things that make you feel safe about them. It's time to do that. And it's time to like be okay with expressing that side of ourselves. Also, back to what I was saying about the big feelings. Um, we're kind of boiling over. It's given tea kettle that's been sitting on a pot for too long. So I also want to urge Sagittarius to find ways to release that energy. I believe Sagittarius rules the hands, if I'm not mistaken. Can somebody confirm that? Let's confirm really quick. I think Sagittarius rules the hands, if I'm not like mistaken, but I have to double check. Sorry, the hips, the thighs, and the liver, sciatic nerve. Okay, interesting. I'm gonna edit that. That's not that. So I'm glad I googled that. But I'm seeing a lot of hands, which means there may be some like make creation out of like frustration. So if we're doing art, if we're writing poetry, if we're journaling, if we're taking a pottery class, something that's very tactile. So like Virgo rules the stomach, Scorpio rules the reproductive system, Sagittarius is the liver and the hips. The hips and thighs, that makes a lot of sense because that ability to like maneuver through situations or move through situations like the undulations, that makes a lot of sense. Um so again, this also could be y'all may it may be time to have a good night out with friends too. I'm feeling a lot of Sagittarius are feeling like kind of cooped up. But I know it can be very difficult, especially for those of us who are still COVID conscious. It can be very difficult to tap into those desires because niggas don't be masked. I understand that, but I do know that it's time to incorporate some intentional movement. It's time to incorporate a good time out. It's time to incorporate like having a good time because Sagittarius is best when they're at their silliest. And honestly, a Sag at their silliest, everybody's going to have a good time. So obviously, we know the Mercury retrograde shit is whooping our ass. It came out and it's affirming that we are here in the moment and to stay in that moment, regardless of how it feels, and to keep moving through that. Um, but then yo defiance in reverse. This is a reminder to continue beating your own drum and marching at the beat of your own drum. This is a reminder that to not allow people to put you in boxes, and if they do, that's their problem and not yours. And that again, this is also a soft reminder that you can show up in ways that people don't expect you to, and it's still valid. And that it's not about living up to other people's expectations. It's not even about living up to your own, because a lot of times expectations come big are just a manifestation of like unmet needs and desires. What do you need? What do you need to show up? And how do you want to show up? Regardless of how other people are placing you. That is because Gojo is a Sag. All right, we're on to Capricorn. Let's shuffle. Not the artist being named Mercury. I don't like when Spirit does this. I don't like when Spirit uses my music. I love a Capricorn. I had a pretty cool Capricorn lover. That used to be fun. We used to watch. I told y'all this is not going in the YouTube video. I will be editing this out. But we used to, you know, watch 90 Day Fiance and then get into other stuff. I have a Cap stellium too, but it's a baby stellium. But I have a Cap moon. You can watch the VOD. Welcome in, M. And it'll also be on YouTube too. He was a nerd that rocked my world in the bedroom setting. I love that the bedroom is a setting. Bedroom setting is going to be my next Discord name. Kay, are you in the Discord for Cat Condo? Are we friends on Discord so I can add you to the community Discord? I wasn't in love with my Capricorn lover. I did think he was cool. I really wish I really wish, I'm not gonna get into details. There are certain things that I didn't necessarily enjoy about that could have been better, but then we had a conversation. They told me that they were just going through a lot, but like it's not a situation I want to revisit. However, very pleasant human being, very nice human being, very open human being. And honestly, sometimes we just got to keep it at that. All right, I can you message me really quick on Discord so I can add you to the community Discord, please? All right, Capricorn. The first thing that's coming to mind, Capricorn, is that a lot of us are feeling like a failure. A lot of us are feeling like we've given up on ourselves. A lot of us are feeling like we've made terrible decisions in our life, so therefore we're a terrible person. So therefore nothing good is going to happen for us. So therefore everybody hates us. So therefore this is not even worth doing anything. We don't need to go down these rabbit holes. You made decisions with what you had at the time, and that is fine. And even if it was not the best decision, even then, what is the best decision? What is the wrong decision? All these things can be subjective, but also like understand that you can make a different choice at any time. And understand that the areas that you felt like you failed in could just only be opportunities to learn different elements of yourself and your experience. What do you want to do? Because a lot of us are like, I'm feeling stagnant in a career, or I feel like I'm taking on too much responsibility, or I just feel like there's just a lot of things I'm recovering from, and I'm so traumatized from like past situations with parents, and things that I feel so embarrassed about my life and about my experience, that it's very hard for me to feel like I can do other things, and that you feel like ultimately, you're gonna be judged for it. Understand that people welcome your story, and the right people won't judge you for your story, and that you get to define how the story continues. We can't change what happened in the past, but we can change what happened, and we may not be able to even affect well, no, that's not true. Let me take a step back. We may not even predict or fully get what we want in the future, but we do have some impacts on it. So that's where I'm at for that. But now I'm gonna flip. Two cards fell out, and I'm gonna flip. Well, y'all whole reading fell out. Oof. Oof, 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 oof. Oof. Okay. That's a little rough. That's a little rough, Capricorn. It's rough. The Tower? Yeah. Oh. I do like that. But the Tower also at the same time, I don't think Tower. Let me take a step back too. because as a reader, I like to try to maintain some level of like multiple things can be true. Just because a card is quote unquote received as negative does not mean it's necessarily negative. It simply is just information of where you are, where you're going, or where you or what you're leaving behind. In this case, this is this is where we are. Because the tower is but my thing is also a lot of depictions of the tower are lightning and fire and people falling out of the tower. But just because you're falling out of the tower does not mean that you're going to die at the end of that. Does not mean that you're not going to land somewhere soft. Does not mean that you're not going to land. And also looking at it, because Merlin flipped a card for somebody and it was the tower. Merlin, can we get a shout out for Merlin the Hermit? Hi, Quinn. Also, we got to think about it this way. I'd rather be outside of the burning building than to be in it. Okay. And so that's why it's okay for things to Merlin I don't want to spill their tea too much. They don't really openly do readings right now. I'll just put it that way. But I do know that they flip cards when they're stream as a redeem. But anyway, the tower is next to the Four of Wands in reverse. Capricorn, this is a very difficult time. There's a time of it just feels like everything is hinging on one moment, one big mess of a moment. So I know some of us are facing like housing insecurity. I know some of us are facing job insecurity. I know some of us are facing life insecurity, survival insecurity in general. And it's really like a very pivotal moment because we don't know what's going to happen, but we also are afraid of what's going to happen because we can't see the good. And again, I'm not here to say look at the other side. That's not what I'm trying to say here just yet. What I'm trying to say here is let's acknowledge that we are feeling a lot of things right now, and let's acknowledge that we're having a lot of life crises happen at once that are really poking us the wrong way. And a lot of people look at us as people that have everything together, that knows what's going on 24/7, that has hard working, that can get through anything. I need you to understand that that's a fallacy. And yes, we can get through things, and we do get through things. That doesn't mean that we don't get to have a human experience. And I find often with earth signs in particular, there's this need, this incessant need to put them in this inhumane box of, oh, this is a nigga that can do everything. You don't need to. And then also on top of that, even the fact that it's like, damn, a lot of Capricorns are reconciling with the fact that Eight of Swords in reverse, the Five of Wands upright, this is the most vulnerable you've possibly ever been, or you're approaching a season where you're gonna be the most vulnerable you've ever been. And it's like I'm standing in front of an audience of 500 people with no fucking clothes on, and the spotlight is on me. And now I gotta tell my story, and now I gotta talk. Yes, and yes, that may be scary. Nine of Wands. It's scary to do that because it's like you're facing the unknown with a lack of tools. You know what this reminds me of, Capricorn? You know how they have like the major and minor tests of strength in Breath of the Wild and in Tears, specifically Tears with the constructs, where you're fighting without like gear and you're fighting without weapons. That's what this feels like. But the beauty of that is, regardless of wherever Link goes in there is a weapon in there or weapons and armor in there that he can use to beat their ass. So what I'm telling you is you have the Guardian A love lost one watches over you, and then guidance, the us girls, you're gonna find a way to make it work. It may not be what you want it to be now, but who says it can't be what you want it to be later? And who says you got to do it alone? And who says that there's absolutely no resources for you? And who said that you're not gonna get in there and find the best things you ever thought? We got to take things day by the day, just like Link got to take things weapon by weapon, armor piece after armor piece. Sure, you may have a wooden shield today, you may have the Hylian shield tomorrow, and then we may end up with the royal shield yet, and we may end up with the master sword just yet. And if you think that Blink can't beat a Bocoblin's ass with a tree stick, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. You will make it work and you will have what you need in different ways. Sometimes what you need is not okay. You may be like, I need $1,000,000, but also in that moment, you may need a hug. You may need a laugh. You may need to read something smutty. You may need to make a cake. You may need to play a game. You may need to pet a cat. You may need to breathe fresh air. Let's take our needs one step at a time. Let's take ourselves one step at a time and stop telling ourselves that we won't make it through. Because I'm not trying to be toxically positive. I want us to feel all the feelings. I have a Capricorn moon, so I understand. But I also want to acknowledge that some of the stuff you're asking for is happening. Case in point for me, long story short, I'm going through a hard ass time, okay? But literally said I wanted a PC. And now I'm at a point where I'm getting one of the last components is about to come to me. So these things do happen. They don't happen exactly how you think they are. They actually end up happening better than you expected it. And truth be told, I kind of like this better than spending $2,000 on a PC because my community came in to support me. So now I have pieces of my community that I can look at every day. And that makes me feel so much better than whatever money could buy. So what I'm saying to you is there's a light at the end of the tunnel. There is the master sword at the end of the storyline. There is something to look forward to that is going to propel you forward. However, also recognize that some of these burning buildings that y'all are existing in, well, you will feel much better when they are dust and blown off in the wind than actually staying there and being burned yourself. So I just want you to hold on to that. All right, let's do Aquarius and then Pisces, and then we're done. I will open up for tipped readings after this. I do have to smoke a little bit more, but I hope that helps, Capricorn. Hi, Quinn. What you? Oh, Quinlan, please. Hold on. My cat is yelling at me. Hi, Quincy. And y'all may see Quinn on the in the readings. That's just her doing her job. Come, get away from that bag, please. Just come. You starting? Okay. Matter of fact, can you do this? Thank you. Thank you. Aquarius. What do y'all need to know in 5 cards? If there are any, I know there's some Aquarians that want to go back to school, but a lot of y'all want to go back to school so that you don't have to, that you can get your needs met, and that can kind of like consolidate your bills in a way. Also, some of y'all want to go back to school because then it's like, okay, well, I can find housing that's a little more, that's private or semi-private. I'm seeing a lot of Aquarius is trying to connect the dots of the resources that they can use to kind of like get a break at life. I do see some of y'all going back to school. I do see some of y'all exploring different career fields. I do see some of y'all trying to do some organizing work in these spaces too. So I do see some of y'all going back to school. So if that is an option you're pursuing, I think that is something that's going to work in your favor. Now let's see if you get the Hierophant, because the Hierophant talks about school. But who knows what we're going to pull. But there's a lot of Aquarius is looking for different ways to like kind of like support themselves at this time. And also to kind of like consolidate bills and get a break. Ooh. The Hierophant did come up. Wait, no. Not the Hierophant coming up. Wait. Yikes. Yikes. Shake, 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 shakes. Okay. Okay. I don't like that. But I do like that. But I just literally said the Hierophant. If the Hierophant comes up, that definitely seals it for me. Okay. 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 Merlin, please. Okay. Interesting. Whoa. All this energy. Aquarius, please. 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 Whole deck fell out. Please. Vaseline? Okay. The Hierophant came up next to the Five of Swords. So we are thinking heavily about going back to school. Or for those of us that don't want to go back to school, going into a different career. This is really a time where we are really saying, I don't want to live like this. I need to get out this house. I need to get out this state. I need to get out of wherever the fuck I am and go get me a break and do what I want to do. This may be the year where you actually start getting the materials together. You actually do it for those of y'all that are actually and actively applying. Again, soft reminder, all readings are for Aquarius placements in rising, moon, sun, so on and so forth, but especially the big three. So y'all have been thinking a lot about going back to school, but we're also like, I want to go back to school, but I don't feel like applying the 10 of Wands. And it's like, you can't do one without the other. And know that this is the everything is temporary, but this part is literally temporary. You literally just have to, yes, Quinn. Yes. You literally just have to go through the motions of those things. And when you feel a lot better when you get it done and a lot more accomplished when you get it done. I'm also seeing that y'all haven't really y'all feel kind of bad about reaching out to connections that you haven't spoken to in a while, and you don't want to come off as, oh, I'm trying to use you. Please understand, uh. This is where we going wrong. Come on, hold on a second. I can't even read the cards, Quinlan. Please. Hey, why would you do? Don't play with me like that. Um, you should reach out to the people that you need to reach out to for letters of recommendation. You doing too much now. For letters of recommendation, for support, for questions around the application process, the Two of Cups in reverse. Because truth be told, if you do this, the Ace of Pentacles upright, this is something that can be very fortuitous, and this is an opportunity that you can really maximize on to kind of move forward and get your needs met. Um, um, Spinderella transition in reverse next to the yes. This is something that can happen and will happen, but you kind of have to trust the process, and you kind of have to go through the motions of it and recognize the parts where you're struggling, and that's where you get the support. If you need someone to look over your personal statement, reach out to people. If you need a recommendation letter, if you want to talk about different career pathways, if you want to talk about different programs, figure out what's going to work best for you, and talk and have honest conversations about that. But ultimately, this is a great strategy that you should think about, because I know that Aquarius, one thing y'all gonna do is always have a plan, and it's never gonna be spoken, but there will be signs. That's how y'all move. I'm not gonna tell you my plans, but there will be signs. I will tell you that right now. You kind of have to tell some people. You kind of have to say your plans. And I'm whispering it because that means you can say it quietly. You don't have to yell, but you have to kind of like tell some people. I don't believe in fully moving in silence. Some people do have to know. Or you should think about communicating these things to trusted people. All right, last but definitely not least, Pisces. Thank y'all for hanging out with me today. What does Pisces need to know? If somebody wants to give Jalen the like a synopsis of what Aquarius was about, if y'all could please. What does Pisces need to know? What does Pisces need to know? What does Pisces need to know? You got 6 cards, Pisces. Interesting. And yeah, but more or less, but like also this is a time where Aquarius, a lot of y'all are going back to school or thinking about going back to school, especially because it's like, I'm trying to get out this house, I'm trying to get out this county, I'm trying to get out the state, and I'm trying to like finish unsettled business, or like just to have a better life and a break so that you can figure things out simultaneously as you build yourself in a different way, and know that you'll have like housing and stuff and resources while you do that. Beyonce Love as the card for Pisces. Interesting. Interesting. She said, "You know, I hate sleeping alone." Okay. You know what? I may not edit this video because I feel like people would like the chaos of like Quinn showing up and stuff. I may edit some parts like the break and stuff, but I'm not gonna edit it too heavily. Okay. Whew. Okay. Pisces. Seven of Swords next to the Fool in reverse. Um, I think we keep telling ourselves or trying to convince ourselves that things are not changing and that we can't start over, and that's why the Fool's in reverse. We're feeling like there's the things that we want are not in our reach. And one thing about Pisces is that that's a dreamer down, okay? That is a dreamer down who feels deeply through like their dreams and desires. Almost with a level of like mysticism and like it being like a bit whimsical. And we're often feeling like again the dreams are out of reach. We're also feeling like the now you get the Hierophant in reverse. We're also just feeling like we it's hard for us to get a set schedule, and it's hard for us to get like structure. And we have a lot of structure that we need in our lives right now, whether we want to admit it or like it or not. Because I think Pisces like structure, but they want structure that still allows them to dream big. Not so much like a Virgo where it's like, I need a set schedule, but listen, Pisces need one too. They just don't want to admit it. But this is really a time where we're really feeling that need even more so that I'm not sleeping well. Um, I'm forgetting to eat. I'm forgetting to drink water. I'm forgetting that I've been sitting in the same spot for 30 minutes. It's a lot of like our brain is kind of scattered and all over the place, and we kind of need to take a step back and really like kind of get grounded in where we are. The Eight of Swords next to the Knight of Cups, both in reverse. I believe Pisces was the only one that was in their sign for their court card. So I really think that we're kind of having an out of body experience because it's in reverse next to the Eight of Swords. There's a lot of shit taking us out of our body right now. And it's a lot of personal moments and disasters that are taking us out of our body. And it's also kind of making it hard for us to kind of like feel good about the goings on of life right now. The next to the Five of Swords, though, I also want to say that there is a lot of like conflict. I don't know, with family members or with former friends. There's a lot of like ended friendships. Pisces it just seems like with Pisces right now, there's a lot of endings of relationships that they were not prepared for. Can you stop, please? Can you stop? You're doing too much. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to edit this now because she doing too much. Quinn, hold on, y'all, 1 second. I wish you would have came. Just come get up here real quick. Come, let me brush you real quick. Hi, Almond. Come, Quinn. Mm-hmm. 1 second. Y'all's friend is trying to interrupt the reading. Um, damn. Um, Pisces placements have experienced a lot of like ended relationships. Um, like out of nowhere. And like, or like a sharp decline where you were really cool with somebody and then 6 months later y'all despise each other, or 6 months later you would have never thought y'all dated, or 6 months later you don't even know this person. So there's been a lot of like friendship breakups for Pisces placements too that I also want to hold space for. There's also been a lot of like quick shifts and just like life in general. Quinn, stop it. So I want to hold space for and grace for Pisces in that regard, and that I'm sorry that happened to y'all. But I also want you to know that this is a season of, because this is here, the love Beyonce, the love card. Um, you were surrounded by the genuine souls and people at this point, and that part of you can just acknowledge, wow, look what I lost to get. If I lost that to gain this, I would lose it 10 times over, and even more than that. So understanding that you are getting what you need, and that this is a time about really deep diving into your emotional needs, and then recognizing the emotional support that you have. Because I will say, Pisces, I feel like you have more emotional support than you've had in a very long time, and you're meeting a lot of people who really understand you for you and want to see you for you, and also want to embrace you for you. That you didn't really necessarily have with the people from 6 months ago, or the people that you're no longer talking to that you were talking to 6 months ago, or whatever. The next one is moving, change of residence, moving in with your partner. This is twofold. There's a lot of Piscean placements that are really either looking to move in with their partner, or have been fantasizing with their partners about moving in, especially for those of us that are long distance. There are also Piscean placements that are actually moving whether they want to or not. And that's a whole nother set of worms, or can of worms, to kind of like open and kind of like sift through. So there's a lot of big feelings. There's a lot of big feelings about like moving and partnership, and like literally day. But also this movement really being beneficial, and also this movement really being helpful for everybody involved, especially for the Pisces placement in question. And that this is the fresh start that you've been asking for. And I'm telling you right now, I know Pisces is mad because some of y'all current dwellings had shitty landlords. Some of y'all current dwellings, there's a lot of financial strife and shit in it. Some of y'all current dwellings are just not working for y'all, and that is okay. It is scary to move and lose something, but I'm gonna let y'all know right now, it is going to work out better than you expected. Don't look at it as a downgrade. Look at it as an opportunity to shift and grow and move in the direction that you want to. So that concludes the 12 sign readings. If y'all want to book a reading with me, the link to do that is going to be in the description. And I just want to say thank y'all for hanging out, and thank y'all for, like, being receptive and being open. And I look forward to and I look forward and I look forward to reading y'all soon. Bye.